What's up, my comic comrades? The new She-Hulk series dropped this week, and that includes the return of Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner Hulk in the MCU. We all know that the Hulk has been a bit on the puny side in the MCU over the past couple of movies, and we're hoping that changes in the series. But either way, we're going to look at some of the strongest versions of the Hulk to ever appear in comics in the hope that one of them emerges in live action, so off we go. First and foremost, we have the standard green Savage Hulk, or the Incredible Hulk we all know and love. This is the Hulk that all the other versions of the Hulk are based on, and he is widely regarded as one of the most powerful or strongest characters in all of comics, not just Marvel. The Incredible Hulk is so strong because his strength increases with his rage, meaning theoretically, there is no limit to his strength, which does beg the question, if his strength has no limit, how can there be any stronger versions of the Hulk? Well, the answer to that is comic books. We got this version of the Jade Giant in the second issue of his original 1962 solo series. His original color was actually supposed to be gray, but because of coloring and printing limitations of the time, they had to change it to his now iconic green color, which stuck to the pages better. Moving along, we have the Red Hulk, or as fans like to call him, Rolk. Red Hulk was originally General Thunderbolt Ross, and in his Red Hulk form, he could absorb radiation to increase his strength and overall power. Red Hulk has been shown on more than one occasion to be more powerful than Savage Hulk at base strength, even absorbing the radiation Green Hulk puts out to beat him in one-on-one fights. He could even absorb cosmic radiation, which is how we once saw him riding the Silver Surfer's board. The Red Hulk is easily one of the most powerful versions or forms of the Hulk out there, but with that said, the trade-off is the more radiation the Red Hulk absorbs and the more angry he gets, the more heat he puts out, which can eventually cause him to overheat and burn out of his Hulk form. Next up, we have Klaw, who's essentially a mutated version of the original Hulk and was originally intended to be the genetically altered and improved clone of the Hulk that was created by Zemnu, the Living Titan. But in issues of the Access event, he was referred to as an inverted version of the Hulk. Another weird change is, contrary to how the Hulk's strength is correlated with his rage, Klaw's powers are fueled by sadness and depression. So the sadder and more depressed he is, the stronger he becomes. We haven't really seen much of this character, but the bits we have seen just show how powerful this dude is. Case in point, this form of the Hulk completely soloed Luke Cage, Sam Wilson Captain America, Thor, Wasp, Medusa, and the freaking Scarlet Witch, my dude. Scarlet Witch tried to use her chaos magic against him, but he just overpowers it, knocking her back and having it hit Thor instead. He then jumps out of the building and says, "Taking dumps harder than you lie." How do you even come back from that? The fact that he simply just brushed off Scarlet Witch's chaos magic is insane all by itself, considering she is one of the most powerful characters in all of Marvel. But that was on top of him knocking back Thor, Medusa, Luke Cage, Wasp, and Sam Wilson Cap. Dude is no joke. Next up, we have one of my favorite versions of the Hulk ever, and that is the Maestro, a post-apocalyptic future version of the Hulk that's defeated pretty much everyone in Marvel. He straight up has a trophy room consisting of Wolverine's adamantium skeleton, Captain America's shield, Thor's hammer, Iron Man's helmet, and a ton more trophies from defeating pretty much every iconic hero and villain over the years. Normally, this kind of feat would be impossible for even the Savage Hulk, but this version of the Hulk has the intelligence of Professor Hulk with the strength of Savage Hulk. Giving the character strength with the lack of intelligence, or vice versa, is usually how they're balanced within the comic space. For example, Batman's already ridiculously dangerous without powers. Imagine him with Superman's strength. Maestro is essentially an evil version of that, a villain with the intelligence of Bruce Banner, the strength of Savage Hulk, and a strength boost on top of that from additional gamma ray exposure. For me, he's a top 3 Hulk to exist, as he comes from one of the darkest future timelines in all of Marvel, which would be the Future Imperfect. He's brutal, unforgiving, intelligent, and all around just incredibly powerful and terrifying. But there's one more thing I need to point out about the Maestro Hulk. He's a little light on the hairline, if you know what I'm saying. And while I'm not sure if Keeps works for gamma-empowered villains, it's the best way for us puny mortals to add some precious follicles back to our receding mane, or just to protect the hair we've got. We all know that 2 out of 3 guys experience some form of hair loss by the time they reach 35, but hundreds of thousands of guys like you already trust Keeps to help them get their hair flowing again. And that's because Keeps offers clinically proven personalized treatment plans at an affordable price. Just go to keeps.com/variant comics to set up a time to talk with one of Keeps' licensed physicians without ever having to visit a doctor's office. And they will help you choose the products and treatments that will work best for you. Then to make it even easier, you'll skip the lines at the pharmacy with your treatment being delivered right to your front door every 3 months. But it's important to remember, the sooner you get started with Keeps, the sooner you'll start to see results. So don't procrastinate. Keeps will have your back throughout the process with 24/7 access to their network of expert medical advisors, prescribers, and care specialists who will answer whatever questions you might have along the way. Because hair loss stops with Keeps. Again, head over to keeps.com/variantcomics and get on the road to hairdom by setting a time to talk with one of Keeps' licensed doctors online. And when you sign up with our link, you'll get 50% off your first order. What can I say? You can thank us later. Okay, the next Hulk on our most powerful list is the Green Scar form of the Hulk. This Hulk appeared after the Illuminati deemed the Hulk too much of a threat to Earth and ejected him from the planet, after which he landed on Sakaar. There, Hulk became a Hulk gladiator known as the Green Scar. Fighting as a gladiator on Sakaar led to Hulk's combat skills and fighting ability improving, along with increasing his power and strength. Dude was such an unstoppable gladiator that he fought his way to becoming the leader of Sakaar and taking the throne. This is the version of the Hulk that partially inspired the Hulk in Thor Ragnarok, but honestly, he is way cooler in the comics. Next up, we have the Immortal Hulk, arguably the most powerful form of the Hulk to ever exist, simply because he's immortal. This form of the Hulk discovered that his power, as well as the power of all Gamma beings like his cousin She-Hulk, comes from a being known as the One Below All, who he thought was essentially the devil form of the One Above All, only to find out later that it was really the One Above all behind everything the whole time. But again, simply put, this Hulk is insanely powerful because you can't kill him. Imagine a raging monster that even if you were able to kill it, it came back to life wanting more. Yeah, that's a big no thank you for me. Moving along, we have World Breaker Hulk, a version of the Hulk that became so strong that taking a single footstep broke the world. This happened in World War Hulk issue 5, where one footstep from the Hulk tore apart Manhattan and almost sunk the entire East Coast. Then in the Incredible Hulk issue 632, when the Hulk goes World Breaker mode, we see that just the summoning of his power destroys half of the east side of Las Vegas. He didn't even hit anything. He didn't step. He didn't move. He just summoned the power and did that much damage. If that's not powered, I don't know what is. Now, this probably leads you to believe that this would be the most powerful version of the Hulk. They couldn't possibly go bigger than World Breaker Hulk, but according to Donny Cates, you'd be wrong. In issue 6 of Donny Cates' Hulk title, he created what he says is the deadliest Hulk in all of the Marvel Universe, known as Titan Hulk. As of shooting this video, we don't really have any feats to back up those claims, but Marvel and Cates are saying that this is the deadliest form of Hulk to ever set foot in the Marvel Universe. So we'll just have to take their word for it for now. But we'll definitely be seeing more of Titan Hulk in later issues. From what we do know so far, Titan Hulk is basically the Hulk's Hulk. In the same way Banner changes to the Hulk when he gets angry, when the Hulk gets beyond angry enough, he turns into Titan Hulk. So I guess it does make sense that the Hulk's version of the Hulk would be the deadliest Hulk to date in Marvel. But that does it for our list of the most powerful Hulks in comics. Which powerful form of the Hulk is your favorite? Personally, I'm partial to Maestro and World Breaker, but let us know what yours is down in the comments. And that's gonna bring today's Hulk episode to a close, but if you enjoyed this one, check out that one right there. And if you like all of our content, like, subscribe, and comment. You know, the algorithm, help us out. But other than that, I'll see you next time when I talk about all things comics.